Welcome back to the lineup. I'm Joel Palachuk with Ryan Croak and Jake Bone, and now it is time for my favorite, college football. We're going to start off with a huge upset. Number 13, Florida, goes down in the swamp to, can you call it a rivalry? In-state rivalry, USF. 18-16, low-scoring defensive game. What do you think about this one, Jake?
Florida, too many self-inflicted wounds. 11 penalties for over 100 yards. Plus, you got a Florida defensive lineman spitting on a USF player. He was watching that Thursday night football game. But it's the little things. Florida, 3 field goals in the first 3 quarters. One's from 25, 36, and 41. You're right there. You got to punch it in, especially against a team like USF, and Florida with that SEC schedule coming up, Ryan. They've got a lot of tough games. This is one that was a gimme.
Yes, one of the hardest in the country, and it was a gimme. But are we surprised? This is what Billy Napier does. He loses these games that he has no business losing. Florida was overranked. Number 13 team in the country. Did we really believe they were going to live up to that standard? Did either of you believe they were going to live up to that standard?
I was Lagway believer.
Lagway
believer.
Lagway, I could smell it from a mile away.
Young.
I'm sure he'll be fine in the long run.
He'll be fine.
But Napier is just not that guy. He's got a 20-20 record. 0 college football playoff appearances. He's got a losing record in SEC play, and another non-conference inexcusable loss here to USF. It just makes no sense. And you said it, Jake. Undisciplined, self-inflicted wounds. This game was a lot more about Florida than it was about South Florida. Let's get that right. The Bulls were not the better team. They were just the less careless team. That's why Florida lost this game. USF did not show me anything impressive.
I completely agree with that. And, we talk about James Franklin a lot on this show. He wins the games that he is supposed to. Yeah, maybe.
Does he, though?
Yes, but he loses. For the most part, he loses the games that
matter. The games that matter.
And I think Napier is a little bit of opposite in that. He wins some big upsets late season just to keep his job, and he loses games like this.
I can see that, actually.
You can see a little bit,
I can see it. Sure.
Speaking of winning when it matters, UF has to win right now. They've got 3 LSU, 5 Miami, and 7 Texas in the next 3 games.
Brutal.
8 of their remaining 10 opponents, Joel, they're all ranked to the top 25.
What do you think their record is in that span?
0-3. In those 3 games, 0-3. Yes, and I think they lose by multiple scores.
Do they make a bowl game? Do they make a bowl game?
I think they make a bowl game.
It'll be close.
It'll come down the wire.
Maybe 6 or 7 wins at most.
Maybe.
There you go. Well, I do want to say number 18 USF, they deserve that ranking, whether you think they're overrated or not.
They do not. They do
beat
not deserve that
number 25
ranking.
Boise State playoff team, and it's not even that they just beat an SEC opponent. They won in the swamp. Over 100,000 fans there. It's tough to play there.
Sure. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because you did say that Florida deserved the number 13 ranking. I don't think they did. I don't think USF deserves the number 18 ranking because of it. I think Boise State was overranked. Everybody knew that coming in.
Yes.
I think people generally understood that Florida was not, they might have the talent to be a number 13 team, but they don't have the coach of a number 13 team. USF does not deserve to be 18. We'll talk about that later.
I think they sneak in as the non-Power 4 playoff team, though.
Yeah, they could.
There's a long way to go.
They got 2 straight ranked wins, and I don't believe they play any other ranked teams in the season. So if they can go undefeated,
it's their spot to lose right now, but we got a long season left.
And now a little Boomer Sooner action. Playing Michigan, there's a lot going on with these 2 teams. You got John Mateer transfer, and you have Bryce Underwood, number 1 quarterback in his class, freshman. A lot of hype around this guy. OU came out on top 24-13. I think we'll be hearing a lot about these teams as the season progresses. What did you think, Croak?
Well, I'm going to, first of all, disagree with the idea that we're going to be hearing about these 2 teams as the season progresses. I think we're going to hear about Michigan. I think Michigan, we're going to be continuously paying attention to Bryce Underwood. I'm not putting too much stock in his struggles in this game. I think that he's going to figure it out as the season goes along. I don't think Oklahoma's a serious contender for a college football playoff spot. They have one of the hardest schedules in the country. They play 7 straight ranked games to end their season. They have 8 currently ranked teams still on their schedule to play. And again, like I said, 7 straight ranked games to end their season. You're not winning all 7 of those games. And in an SEC that's as loaded as it is, you're going to have to win a good amount of those. I don't think they're that talented. I don't think Brent Venables, despite this big win against Michigan, I don't think you can trust him in those big spots. I don't think Oklahoma's a serious contender. I still think Michigan has a better chance of getting in that college football playoff than the Sooners do. Underwood struggles don't matter much to me. I don't really think this is a very significant result, to be honest with you. I really don't.
Listen, you talk about Napier, I think he's on a hot seat, I think you would say.
Correct. Should be.
Venables is too. I really think he is. They've underperformed going to the SEC. It's not what Oklahoma is used to as a brand. He's going to have to.
I think he's also been dealt a tough hand, though. You have the conference
Absolutely.
realignment, and the team's just not as talented. Simply, I think Venables' seat. I know he's been criticized a lot, especially after last season, but
As a blue blood, though, their fans do expect a lot.
of course,
Well, I'm going to disagree with you, Croak, which it's not really uncommon to disagree with Ryan Croak. But I think Oklahoma is going to have more of a spotlight now because of how John Mateer has been playing. You play against a ranked Michigan team, you win 24-13 in a resounding win, over 300 scrimmage yards and 3 touchdowns. He's got that attitude of the next Baker Mayfield on the field and off the field, really hyping up his teammates. And Oklahoma, they've always had a really good defense.
where
right?
do you think they're going to go? Where do you think the team can actually make the playoff?
I think they can. I think they can.
Really, with
Yes.
that schedule? I will absolutely disagree with you and be happy about it.
I think Oklahoma, they've always had a strong defense, right? But they've missed that offensive piece. So now you add
Their
in a
defense
guy
will look
like
good.
John Mateer, and with the success against Michigan, why can't he beat other SEC teams if he could take down a ranked Michigan team?
True freshman quarterback's different from playing Texas. I'll just say that.
Listen, I still think 24 points against a Michigan defense is impressive in of itself. We see
I
Ohio
think-
State last season only scoring, 10?
I think the impressive part for this game from Oklahoma was the play of Mateer in particular and the play of the defense. I don't think you can take away from anything other. I don't think you can take away anything from this for Oklahoma other than that. I'm not sold on them as a long-term contender. I'm not sold on them as a team that's better than middle of the pack, above average in the SEC. I don't think they're going to be doing much late in the season.
Do you think Michigan makes any noise?
They have a better chance to do so than Oklahoma does, in my opinion. I don't know if they will. The Big Ten is also pretty stacked. I think Underwood, this might be more of a development year for him.
Yeah.
But I have faith in him to heat up as the season goes along, and anything can happen.
Well, this is the thing about Underwood, and I'm going to draw a comparison to a guy, Arch Manning. We know the name.
Yep.
You look at both of them; they both underperformed in their Arch week 1, Underwood week
Both
2.
underperformed in their first big game against a great team.
Absolutely, and there's a reason why they underperformed. There's a reason why they were praised too much. First road starts for both against ranked teams.
Yep.
Against good ranked teams. They will both be fine. I really think they will be. Echoing what you're saying. Now, Underwood, it was not pretty. He played worse than Arch. 9 for 24.
You think he played worse than Arch in that
Yes.
Ohio State
Arch
game?
missed a lot of throws, but his talent was
I
on
disagree.
display.
Arch also played number 1 Ohio
9 for
State.
24.
What the
I
top
think
three.
Arch
9
was
for 24.
Underwood was not good. I'm not trying to say Underwood was good, but Arch was a major reason Texas was getting blitzed the way that they were. He looked awful.
You look at that touchdown.
I think
pass,
he
though.
looked borderline unplayable. Underwood did not look that bad, in my opinion. 9 for 24 is not great. I'm not saying it is, but he looked better than Arch did, at least for the start. Arch heated up down the line.
Well, I'm sorry, Ryan. We'll save this. We got to head to Starkville.
We'll talk about Underwood later.
Where Mississippi State took down number 11, number 12, I believe,
Number 12.
Arizona State, the Sun Devils, the reigning Big 12 champions. What do you got on this, Jake?
Yeah, well, Mississippi State was up 17-0. You think, oh, this is going to be a huge
At
upset
halftime.
against Arizona State. But then they storm back the Sun Devils. They take a 20-17 lead. And then that final drive, walk-up touchdown for Mississippi State. This was a win they needed, a feel-good, major win for them. I know this wasn't a conference game, but the way how good Arizona State is, it felt like an SEC game. And over the last 2 years, the Bulldogs have gone 1-15 in conference play. That one win being an ugly 7-3
Did you say
win.
this felt like an SEC game?
It had the vibe.
Repeat that for me.
We're back.
Had the vibe of an SEC game.
Correct.
All right. The Big 12, this is their champion of last season. They are by far the weakest of the Power 4 conferences, in my humble opinion. Mississippi State is an embarrassment to the SEC after what they did last season. They could very well go winless in SEC play this season. And you're saying it had the feel of an SEC game?
I mean,
This game is an embarrassment for the Big 12. That's all this is. This is nothing notable of an SEC game. There's no SEC feel with this. Not at all.
I still think if you have a team that went 1-15 in conference play, you take down a ranked opponent. I think that's big.
Okay.
Listen, I'm siding with you here. This game does not prove much for either team. It proves the depth of the SEC and the inferiority of the Big 12. And that is bottom line. It does not reflect the skill or talent. Although Sam Levitt might not be that guy, but that's...
He's definitely not.
Talk about
what
that
on
later. That was a
earth?
bad take by me on GMSF at the end. But we will have more college football coming up in the next segment.